Have you ever felt tired from trying so hard? Tired of thinking, planning, worrying, and wondering when your dreams will finally arrive? Many people believe they must chase everything they want. They believe they have to force life to happen. They push harder, think harder, and carry the weight of their desires every single day. But what if that is exactly what is making life feel heavy? What if the answer is not more effort, but more peace? Sometimes we become so focused on getting what we want that we forget how to breathe, how to trust, and how to simply live. We tell ourselves that if we stop pushing, everything will fall apart. But life does not always work that way. The universe does not always respond to pressure. It often responds to energy. And when your mind is filled with stress and fear, your heart can become closed without you even realizing it. Today, allow yourself to pause for a moment. Take a deep breath. Relax your shoulders. Let your mind become still. Because sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is stop chasing and start allowing. Sometimes what you desire begins moving toward you the moment you stop forcing it. There is something many people never realize. Fear has a quiet way of taking control of our lives. It does not always show up loudly. Sometimes it appears as overthinking. Sometimes it feels like worry. Sometimes it sounds like a small voice inside your mind asking, "What if it never happens?" And without noticing, you begin checking, waiting, and trying to control every little detail. You tell yourself you are being careful, but deep inside, you may actually be feeling afraid. When we become attached to controlling every outcome, we send a message that says we do not trust life. We begin to believe that everything depends only on us. We carry stress in our minds and tension in our hearts. We keep asking, when will it happen? How will it happen? But these questions often come from fear, not faith. Think about how heavy that feels. Constantly watching, constantly waiting, constantly worrying. That kind of energy can slowly take away your peace. The truth is, desperation creates pressure, and pressure creates resistance. The more tightly you hold on, the more exhausted you become. You were never meant to carry the whole universe on your shoulders. Sometimes the first step toward receiving what you desire is simply releasing the need to control everything and allowing yourself to trust that life is already working behind the scenes. Now let us understand something powerful. The universe does not only respond to the words you speak. It does not only listen to what you say you want. It also responds to the energy you carry every day. Your thoughts matter, but your feelings matter too. The way you feel inside becomes part of the message you send out into the world. Think about it for a moment. You can say, "I want happiness," but if your heart is filled with fear, stress, and doubt all day long, your energy tells a different story. You can say, "I believe good things are coming," but if you constantly expect disappointment, you may unknowingly create resistance. This is why many people feel confused. They wonder why things are not changing even when they think positively sometimes. The law of attraction is not about pretending to be happy every second. It is about becoming aware of the energy you live in most of the time. Are you living in trust or fear, peace or pressure, faith or worry? These small feelings quietly shape your experience. When you begin choosing peace instead of panic, trust instead of control, and calm instead of fear, something starts to shift inside you. And often, that inner shift becomes the beginning of outer change. Because when your energy changes, the way you experience life can begin to change too. There is a quiet but powerful difference between wanting something and trusting that it is already finding its way to you. At first, they may seem the same, but deep inside they feel completely different. Wanting often says, "I need this right now or I cannot be happy." Trust says, "I know it is coming and I can still live in peace while I wait." One feels heavy and the other feels light. Many people spend years living in the energy of wanting. They wake up thinking about what is missing. They go to sleep wondering why it has not arrived yet. Their focus stays on the distance between where they are and where they want to be. And slowly, they begin to feel frustrated, tired, and discouraged. Not because their dreams are impossible, but because constantly feeling lacking can become exhausting. Trust feels different. Trust allows your heart to rest. It allows you to breathe again. It reminds you that life does not need to be forced every second. Think about planting a seed. You do not dig it up every day to check if it is growing. You plant it, give it care, and trust the process. Your desires are very similar. Sometimes the greatest act of faith is not chasing harder. Sometimes it is believing that even when you cannot see movement, something beautiful may already be growing for you behind the scenes. Now here is something many people misunderstand. When they hear the words "let go," they immediately think it means giving up. They think it means forgetting their dreams, stopping their hopes, or acting like they no longer care. But that is not what letting go truly means. Letting go is not saying, "I do not want this anymore." Letting go is saying, "I trust that I do not need to force this anymore." There is a big difference between releasing control and losing hope. Giving up comes from disappointment. It comes from believing nothing will change. But letting go comes from trust. It comes from peace. It comes from knowing that your desire can still belong to you without carrying fear around it. Every single day, imagine holding something tightly in your hand for hours. After some time, your hand becomes tired and begins to hurt. Not because what you are holding is too heavy, but because you never allowed yourself to relax. Many people do the same thing with their dreams. They hold on so tightly with worry and fear that they become emotionally exhausted. Sometimes you do not need to hold tighter. Sometimes you simply need to breathe. Keep believing. Keep loving your dream. But release the pressure around it. Because the moment you stop trying to force every step, you create space for life to move naturally. And sometimes that space is exactly where miracles begin to enter. There is another important truth many people overlook. Receiving is also a skill. Most people spend their lives learning how to work harder, chase more, and keep pushing forward. But very few learn how to become open enough to receive. Deep inside, some people say they want love, success, peace, or abundance, but part of them still feels unworthy, afraid, or unsure. And those quiet feelings can create invisible walls. Ask yourself something gently. If everything you desired suddenly arrived today, would you truly feel ready to receive it? Would you feel grateful and open? Or would fear immediately appear and tell you that you do not deserve it, that it will not last, or that something will go wrong? Many people do not realize that receiving begins within. This is why inner peace matters so much. Gratitude matters. Self-love matters. Not because they magically bring things to you, but because they help prepare your heart. They create a feeling of openness. They help you stop living in survival mode and start living with trust. You do not need to become perfect before good things enter your life. You do not need to fix every part of yourself first. You simply need to begin creating space inside you for joy, peace, and belief. Because when your heart becomes ready to receive, life can begin flowing in ways you never expected. Sometimes people believe that if they cannot see big changes, then nothing is happening. They think the universe is silent. They think their desires are far away. But life often works in quiet ways. Not every blessing arrives with a loud announcement. Not every answer appears all at once. Sometimes the signs are small, gentle, and easy to miss. Maybe you suddenly feel more peaceful for no clear reason. Maybe a new idea enters your mind. Maybe you meet someone unexpectedly, hear the right words at the right time, or feel a small sense of hope after a difficult day. These moments may seem ordinary, but sometimes life begins changing in very small ways before larger changes appear. Many people spend so much time looking for huge signs that they overlook the little shifts happening around them. They wait for one big miracle while missing the many quiet doors slowly opening in front of them. The truth is, movement does not always look dramatic. Sometimes progress feels stronger than yesterday. Sometimes it looks like I have more peace than before. Start paying attention, not with fear or pressure, but with calm awareness. Because when you slow down and become present, you may realize that things are already moving. The universe may already be placing people, opportunities, lessons, and moments into your path. And perhaps more is happening behind the scenes than you can see right now. There is a habit many people have without even realizing it. They ask for something, believe in it for a moment, and then begin checking for proof every single day. They keep looking around and asking, is it here yet? Why has nothing changed? When will I see results? And while these questions may seem normal, they can slowly create doubt and frustration. Imagine planting a seed and then digging it up every morning just to see if it has started growing. The seed would never have the chance to settle and grow naturally. Yet many people do this with their dreams. They keep pulling at them with worry, impatience, and fear. They watch the clock. They count the days. They look for signs everywhere. And without knowing it, they move away from peace. Not seeing results right away does not mean nothing is happening. Some things take time. Some things need space. Life has its own timing, and not every beautiful thing appears overnight. There are moments when progress is invisible, but invisible does not mean impossible. You do not have to prove that your dream is coming every day. You do not need constant signs to feel secure. Sometimes real trust becomes quiet. It says, I asked, I believed, and now I will continue living my life with peace. Because when you stop chasing proof, you make room for faith to grow stronger inside you. Now imagine waking up each day with a different feeling inside your heart. Not a feeling of stress, not a feeling of pressure, but a quiet feeling that says, something good is already making its way to me. Think about how different your life would feel if you carried that kind of peace every day. You would breathe differently. You would think differently. You would move through life with less fear and more trust. Living as if your desire is already coming does not mean pretending or forcing fake happiness. It simply means choosing not to live in constant worry. It means allowing yourself to feel safe before anything changes. Many people tell themselves, I will relax when my dream arrives. But maybe true change begins the moment you decide to relax now. You do not have to wait for success to feel grateful. You do not have to wait for love to feel loved. You do not have to wait for life to become perfect before allowing yourself to feel peace. Those feelings can begin today, in this moment. Because when you live with calm expectation instead of fear, something inside you starts to shift. You stop acting like someone who is chasing life, and you begin feeling like someone who is ready to receive it. And sometimes that quiet interchange becomes the very thing that opens the door to everything you have been waiting for. As we come to the end of this message, remember one simple truth. You do not have to force every door to open. You do not have to carry the weight of every answer. Life was never meant to feel like an endless struggle. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is slow down, breathe deeply, and trust that not everything needs to be controlled. The universe has a way of working beyond what we can see. Even when nothing appears to be changing, things may already be moving quietly behind the scenes. Keep believing in your dreams. Keep taking care of your heart. Keep choosing peace over pressure and trust over fear. Allow yourself to release the need to know exactly how and exactly when. Because life often brings beautiful things in unexpected ways and at unexpected moments. What is meant for you does not always need to be chased. Sometimes it simply needs to be allowed. If this message connected with your heart today, take a moment to comment below and share what you are choosing to trust and let go of. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more positive messages and powerful inspiration. Remember, your next blessing may already be closer than you think. Until next time, relax, trust, and allow life to surprise you.